Cauliflower often plays second fiddle to other veggies in the kitchen, but on today's show, cauliflower gets respect.
Cauliflower gets respect, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So please join me as I prepare tasty, creative, and downright jazzy-licious ways to serve cauliflower.
Jazzy, you're gonna be healthy with the jazzy vegetarian. Jazzy, so snazzy. We're gonna cook something healthy and light. Jazzy, so snazzy.
So join me in the kitchen right now.
We're gonna cook something healthy and light. That's right.
There are so many wonderful ways to serve cauliflower. Slow baking in the oven brings out sweet flavors in my Paprika Roasted Cauliflower, the perfect side dish for any meal. And then next up, this cruciferous wonder stands front and center in satisfying cauliflower steaks with sweet pepper sauce. And then next up, this often forgotten vegetable plays the part of cream in my creamy cauliflower soup. So stick around and give cauliflower some respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Respect, respect. You know, that was a great Aretha Franklin song. It also was a little tagline that the great comic Rodney Dangerfield used in his act. When I first moved to New York City, I got the great job of working at Dangerfield's Club in New York, in Manhattan. It was a glitz and glitter job. It was really fantastic because often Rodney himself would waltz into the club at about 1 o'clock in the morning and do his act. And boy, he would really command respect. So when I was thinking about cauliflower, I thought of Rodney's line and I said, you know what? Cauliflower is often shunned in the kitchen. People think it's a boring vegetable. It is not. And today I'm going to prove that. Cauliflower can stand in for cream. Cauliflower can be roasted in the oven. As you know, before on the show, I've mashed up cauliflower with potatoes. There's so many things you can do with cauliflower. I said, we gotta give it some time on the show, and that's what I'm gonna do today. Paprika Roasted Cauliflower. What I've done is I've taken 1 medium head of cauliflower, and I've just cut it into bite-sized florets, and I'm going to take a large mixing bowl. I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees. Next up, 1 red onion, which I've sliced thinly. Then 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of paprika. And then you know this is one of my favorites, a ½ teaspoon of turmeric. And then just 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And I'm just gonna toss that all together until that cauliflower and that beautiful red onion is coated with that olive oil, that Italian seasoning, that garlic powder, paprika, and that turmeric. You know how I love a colorful looking dish? That's really the base of plant-based cooking. You think of plants, you think of veggies, you think of fruits. They're all so colorful and beautiful. That's all there is to it. Just takes a couple of minutes, and what I've done is I've lined a large rimmed baking sheet with unbleached parchment paper. Simply toss your cauliflower and onion mixture into your baking pan. I'm just gonna get in there with my hands. I wanna spread it all in a kind of an even layer. You wanna give the cauliflower some room around it so it has the time to bake and not steam. There it is. Paprika roasted cauliflower. That's all ready to go in the oven, 400 degrees, for 45 to 50 minutes until the cauliflower is tender but still holds its shape. Now next up, cauliflower steaks. So stick around for that. Cauliflower steaks with sweet pepper sauce. Now let's just take a little minute to look at cauliflower. This is really what a fresh cauliflower should look like. It should be nice and creamy white without any brown or dark black spots on it. And you want the greenery around it to look pretty fresh, like these two. It's great to buy cauliflower at your farm market. I have a farm market nearby, and they always have these big heads of crisp, beautiful, cauliflower that has just been picked. I just love that. Talk about big and beautiful. Look at this cauliflower. This really is a beauty, isn't it? You know, I really love cauliflower. Cauliflower often gets a really bad rap because people say it's a boring vegetable. You know what? It's not a boring vegetable. It's really jazzalicious. I use cauliflower for so many things. I use it in soups. I use it in stews. But here's a really great way you can use cauliflower. You can take it, break it into florets, put it into your steamer, steam it until it's nice and soft, and then you want to put it in your blender. Add some vegan milk and some spice will make it nice. It's a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and blend, 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 blend. And you know what you have? An instant creamy white sauce. You can put that on your pasta, on your vegetables, on your quinoa, on your brown rice. A low-fat white sauce made from the superstar of the day. It's cauliflower. Pick up some the next time you see it. Don't pass it by. All right, so you are saying to me, I can hear you through the television. You're saying, what the heck is a cauliflower steak? Well, I'm always coming up with new cauliflower recipes because my husband loves cauliflower. On the day that I made these steaks, he had gone shopping, which he so often does. I'm so lucky. But no matter what's on the list, he always comes home with a lot of cauliflower. Sometimes he'll buy 2 or 3 heads of cauliflower. I'll say, what am I going to do with it? So I got a little bit creative and made up this recipe. This is how it goes. The steaks are going to come out of the center of the cauliflower. So how we're going to start is we are going to trim about 1.5 inches or 2 from the edge of each side of the cauliflower, just like that. Now, as you see, that's leaving us a nice centerpiece, which we're going to cut some steaks out of. Then you can just take off the bottom of that. You don't really want or need the green for this. Keep a little bit of the bottom on so it keeps the cauliflower together. We're going to steam 2 heads of cauliflower that have been trimmed, and we're going to steam them for about 20 minutes, just until they're crisp tender. They must be crisp tender, or otherwise when you cut your cauliflower steaks, they're just going to fall apart. So I'm just going to pop this first head of cauliflower into my steamer, and I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. Let me get my other head prepared. Starting off with 2 medium heads of cauliflower. That will make 6 cauliflower steaks. So let me get my second cauliflower steaming. So this cauliflower is going to steam for about 20 minutes. Do check them after 12 minutes or so. As soon as they are just slightly crisp tender, we're going to pull them out, we're going to cool them so we can handle them, and then we're going to cut them into our cauliflower steaks.
Onions, peppers, they all come together to make a red pepper sauce. My red pepper.
Now we're going to make our sweet pepper sauce. Really easy to do. This is what we're going to start with: 1 beautiful red onion, thinly sliced. Then 1 yellow or sweet onion, thinly sliced. Drop that right into the skillet. Then I've got 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of reduced sodium tamari, and then I'm adding just 2 tablespoons of water. 1, 2. That's going to get us started. What we're doing is kind of steam cooking these veggies to get them going. I'm just going to turn my heat onto a medium heat. Now, the whole basis of steam cooking without oil is to make sure that you put a little bit of liquid in the bottom of the pan, but not too much. If you put too much liquid in, it's really going to boil your veggies, and you don't want that. We kind of want to mimic the taste and the feel of putting oil into the pan, but we really don't need oil for this. What we're looking for is flavor. Layers and layers of flavor. That's why we have these sweet onions, these red onions, the Italian seasoning, the tamari. A little bit of water just keeps it nice and moist. And we're going to start it over a medium heat, cover it. Do keep an eye on it. As it gets dry, you're just going to add 1 or 2 tablespoons of water at a time. So we're going to let these onions go for about 5 minutes while I go and check on my cauliflower.
Cauliflower gets respect.
So let's get back to our sauce. All right, let's just take a little check. Ooh, that's what we're looking for. But if you look at that really close up, that's what you want. You always want to have just a little bit of moisture right there on the bottom, but you don't want it to look liquidy. Okay, I've got about another 2 minutes to these, and then we're going to add our peppers, and then we're going to get our cauliflower steaks together. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Stick with me.
Sweet, 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 sweet peppers. The sweet pepper sauce. Come on, let's add the peppers now.
What I have here for my sweet pepper sauce is 2 red peppers and 1 green pepper. We're just going to slice them right up. I like to give myself 1 nice long piece of pepper skin to work with. Just going to slice that core right out of there, discard it, and you have a long, thin piece of pepper to work with. That way you can make these nice little matchstick slices that really work well in a dish like this. Ooh, I smell those onions are cooking. Let me check on those. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna turn that down to medium-low at this point. That's what you're looking for. Starting to get a little color in those onions. That's just what you want. They're starting to get nice and soft. At this point, I'm gonna add my mushrooms. And what I have is 2 cups of cremini mushrooms. You can also use white button mushrooms. That would be fine and dandy. And I'm gonna add just a little bit more of this water. And we're gonna cook this about 5 minutes until those mushrooms start to really get soft and get some nice color to them. Just keep checking on it every few minutes or so. If it gets dry, add a little bit more of that water. Let's check on our cauliflower. Ooh, that's what you want. You can even see the color turning. I don't even have to check it. I know it's perfect. You want that fork to just go in there slightly. There they are, as beautiful as can be, all ready to be sliced up into cauliflower steaks. We're gonna let them cool down now, and as soon as they become comfortable to hold, it takes about 20 minutes for that, I'm gonna slice them into steaks. Let's get back to our sauce. Check on our mushrooms. Oh yeah, that's what you're looking for. Starting to get some nice color in those mushrooms, some nice color in those onions. Looking good, looking good. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is add peppers. I have 1 green bell pepper, which I've sliced into matchsticks, or julienne slices, and 1 sweet red pepper, and a 2nd sweet red pepper, sliced into julienne slices. You can really slice them however you want. I'd love to see you cook my recipes the way you think your family's gonna love them. My heart is always warmed when I receive these fabulous letters on Facebook. Somebody says, well, I cooked this recipe, but I added a little bit of this, or I added a little bit of that, or I cut something a little bit differently, or I used a different spice. That's what it's all about. That's what cooking is all about. You're gonna have fun cooking if you go ahead and get creative with it. Makes it much less of a chore. Time to check my emails. I know I've probably got a lot of great questions from viewers today. Here's one. Jeffrey from LA writes, Laura, I'm thinking of going vegan, but I'm afraid my food's gonna taste bland. What can I do to jazz it up a little bit? Think about it this way. When you walk into a supermarket, you walk into the produce department. There's all the different beautiful colors of the fruits and veggies there. Often we just go straight through that department. You want to stay there and pick out a lot of fresh produce. That's what you want to start out with, fresh ingredients. Then to make it easy to cook up plant-based meals and make them delicious, I always keep a jarred, low-fat vegan marinara in my pantry. I keep several varieties. They're great for dressing up veggies, beans, or pasta and making a quick meal out of that. I also like to keep different types of vegetable broth. I also keep vegetable bouillon. They're great for adding to soups and stews and casseroles to add a punch of taste when you're looking for a little bit of extra flavor. And then I love to stock my herb and spice cabinet. A great all-purpose seasoning or an Italian seasoning that you and your family love is a great way to flavor your meals to create your own tastes when you're going on a plant-based diet. So that was a great question, Jeffrey. Thanks for asking. So I'm gonna let these peppers cook for just about 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna add my marinara sauce. So what I'm adding is 1 cup of jarred low-fat marinara, just half of what I have in here. That's about right. The rest of it I'm going to use in the bottom of my casserole to keep my cauliflower steaks from sticking to the bottom of the pan. So I'm just going to set this on medium-low and let it simmer for 5 to 8 minutes while I prepare my casserole and my cauliflower steaks. Yum. So I have a large casserole here today. I'm spreading over the bottom 1 cup of my prepared marinara. You can certainly use your own marinara sauce. Anything you like is just fine. Now these steaks are kind of delicate, but all you do is cut a nice thick cauliflower steak. And layer it right in your casserole. I'm gonna get 3 of these cauliflower steaks out of this 1 cauliflower. That's a perfect one. See how that comes out? Just like a little flat vegetable steak. So I've got a 1/3 from this first cauliflower. Each person is gonna get 1 cauliflower steak per serving. Although my husband can eat 2 of them. My husband can actually eat almost a whole head of cauliflower on his own. He loves cauliflower. Ooh, that's a perfect one. This is just gonna fit beautifully into my casserole. Now look how beautiful that is. I just want you to take a peek at that. That is really, really pretty. What a different and innovative way to serve cauliflower. And as a main dish, cauliflower often gets put off to the side, but this is a great way to have it stand front and center. So I've been letting my sweet pepper sauce simmer for 5 to 8 minutes. That is perfect. Now, here comes the magic. Each piece of cauliflower is just gonna get a little bit of this beautiful sweet pepper, mushroom, and onion sauce on the top of it. Now, when I do this, I like to serve basmati rice on the side. You could serve it over millet. You could also serve it over quinoa. You know what else you could do with this? Is you could cook up some spaghetti. Put the spaghetti down and then just lay the cauliflower steak in the middle. So you can get very creative with this. Take a look at that. Now, you do want to cover that very, very tightly. We're going to put this into a 375-degree oven for 25 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, until the cauliflower is very soft, cooked through, your sauce is all cooked into that cauliflower. It's so, so good. Now on to my fabulous creamy cauliflower soup. I came up with this one last summer when I was entertaining. I wanted a first course. I had some beautiful cauliflower in my kitchen. Whipped it up. It's so easy to make. And what I've done is I've taken 1 medium-large head of cauliflower and I've cut it into bite-sized florets, and you're gonna steam it for about 20 to 25 minutes until it's nice and soft. And we're just about there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put it all in the blender. What we're gonna start with is 3/4 of a cup of vegetable broth. Then I'm adding a 1/4 cup of unsweetened almond milk, a 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Then I'm gonna add a little freshly ground pepper. Now we're just gonna add our cauliflower. Ooh, that's steamy. Lift it out of there. And we're just going to spoon our cauliflower right into our blender container. Make sure you leave nice airspace because that's very, very hot cauliflower in there. We want room for the steam to escape, so when you start blending it, it doesn't just explode all over the place. All right, we're gonna start this on a low speed. Start incorporating it. I'm blending the hot cauliflower here. If you're doing this at home, if you have the time, what I really recommend is to let that cauliflower come to room temperature. let's take a peek at this, see what our consistency is. All right, checking that out. Ooh, that's looking good, looking good. But I am gonna add a little more vegetable broth. Really depends on how big your head of cauliflower is as to how much veggie broth you add to this. You can also add a little bit more of your plant-based milk. All right, so let's blend it a little bit more. Oh, yeah. Now, this is the exact right consistency. See, that is just beautiful. So I'm just going to put it in the soup pan. At this point, if you wanted to put it in a tightly covered container and chill it for up to 24 hours, you could certainly make this in advance, and then you're just going to warm it up before you serve it, which is what I did the first time. I made it in the afternoon. I put it in the refrigerator, and then I served it later on. Oh my gosh, take a look at that. All right, so I'm going to heat this up. I'm going to check on my cauliflower steaks, plate them up for you, and I'm going to plate up my fabulous Paprika Roasted Cauliflower, and I'm going to taste this cauliflower and really give it some respect. Wow, look at my fabulous cauliflower dishes. Who knew that cauliflower was such an interesting veggie? First, I have my very creamy looking cauliflower soup. Just dressed it out with a little bit of fresh parsley and some smoked paprika. Just gonna give it a little taste. That is amazing. You've got that bit of cumin just coming through there. A little bit of veggie broth giving it some fabulous flavor. Really a great creamy soup. Then my paprika roasted cauliflower. I'm just gonna put one of those on my fork. That paprika really brings out the flavor in this dish, along with all the other spices I've used. That's a really good one that you want to try. Now, look at my beautiful cauliflower steaks with sweet pepper sauce. What a fantastic main dish. I'm gonna take a little bite of that. I took off the foil the last 5 minutes of cooking these, just to brown them up a little bit on the top. Wow, what a fantastic way to dress up cauliflower. All those layers and layers of flavor that we have cooked into there. Oh boy, I've had a wonderful time giving cauliflower some respect today. So when you're seeking new ways to prepare this cruciferous nutritional powerhouse, I hope you'll explore the recipes from this show. So until next time, be happy, be healthy, and be well from the Jazzy Vegetarian.
Visit our website at jazzyvegetarian.com to connect with Laura, see videos, find your favorite recipes, and more. Follow Laura on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Companion cookbooks to the Jazzy Vegetarian series contain beautiful full-color photos and include recipes featured each season.
This 10th anniversary edition companion cookbook features full-color photos, menu plans, and over 120 recipes.
For more information or to order, visit jazzyvegetarian.com.
Organic love, 100% natural. Yes, it is now. Organic love. I got no additives or no preservatives. It's real intuitive. It's downright primitive. Organic love is 100% natural. Yes, it is now.